We now go to the gentleman from Tennessee, Mr. DesJarlais.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Koskinen, for appearing for us today. I know it's getting late and there's been a lot of repetition, but let's talk a little bit about revenues again. You had a discussion earlier about the problem with backing up emails in the IRS, and it was because why?
The problem is because basically the server, IRS servers can only hold so much data.
Okay, and the reason they haven't been upgraded?
Because I understand the cost.
Okay, and you had a number earlier that it would take to upgrade those systems.
To actually turn it into an electronic system with a broader server would be somewhere between $10 to $30 million, depending on the software and what you wanted to do with it.
Now, the Chairman mentioned earlier how many bonuses were given by the IRS to its employees in 2012. Did you know what that number was?
I did not until I heard the Chairman say it.
So $89 million were given in bonuses to employees at the IRS just in 2012 alone. You've talked about how the IRS has been underfunded now for at least 4 years. If you want to extrapolate that math, I would say that we probably could have upgraded the equipment so the IRS could do a better job. Would you agree?
There are 90,000 employees, so at $89 million, it's less than $1,000 or about $1,000 an employee.
Did you know that the IRS...
We could fund a lot if we didn't pay any bonuses. We gave no pay raises. Actually, continue to shrink the organization, we'll have more money. That's not exactly what you would design as the best way to organize the agency.
Did you know that $1 million in bonuses were given to IRS employees who owed back taxes?
That issue has come up more recently, and we actually have a program, and we're negotiating an agreement with the union because we have a commitment that every IRS employee will be current in their taxes, and even if you're 3 or 5 days late, you get a letter of admonishment.
You probably wouldn't do that for the rest of America, though, would you?
Would I hold everybody to paying their taxes on time? Pardon?
The same standards as yours? You would give bonuses to people for not paying taxes?
As we go forward, anyone who willfully doesn't comply with our
rules. So going forward, all right.
Okay, won't get a bonus, and we've negotiated that with the union.
Okay. I don't think that necessarily sets well, but that's fine. Do you think that the IRS improperly targeted conservative groups?
My understanding is what I know, and I support the IG's report that said in his report improper criteria were used. The issue has been whether that then turns into targeting or not, the earlier reference to the Washington Post. But the report itself says improper criteria were used, and we have taken all of the IG's recommendations, accepted them, and are implementing them. So our goal is for this not to happen again.
During the hearing in March, you testified that you had never referred to the IRS as targeting. The Washington Post found that this statement was also not true. Do you want to revise that statement?
No. They found an occasion once in the past where I had used the word targeting once. They also noted that the IG had himself used the word targeting, and my point was the IG report says improper criteria. But once I did use the word targeting, I've now mentioned it in this criteria again. But again, the IG's report was improper criteria. Either way, my point very strongly has been from the start, the American public deserves to feel that there will not be improper criteria used, that people will not be selected for any reason other than
on how to say that? Did anyone ever coach you to say it that way as opposed to targeting? Does it sound more palatable?
No, that's
no one ever coached you?
No, that's what the IG report says.
So no one at all ever told you not to call the IRS conduct targeting?
Nobody tells me what to say. I actually am responsible for what I say. People talk about a lot of different things. The IG report said inappropriate criteria were used. That's why I referred to it in that hearing.
So you're the kind of guy that believes leadership starts at the top?
I believe it starts at the top, and I believe that the leader is held accountable for what happens in his agency.
So the IRS acted inappropriately. We can't get to the bottom of this. We have lost emails. Do you think it's time that we ask for a select committee or a special prosecutor?
No.
You wouldn't? Why not?
There are now 7 investigations going on. My position has been that once we get somebody to write a report And particularly in this case where the IG completes his review and issues a report on this very issue, we can all then decide what the appropriate next step is. To have yet another investigation start, especially while the IG is going forward, seems to me a waste of money. As
well, you're the face of the IRS right now, and right now that face doesn't look too good. Don't you think it would be better to clean the image of the IRS for the people who are sitting and watching this hearing tonight?
We'll clean the image of the IRS when we hear from the Inspector General and see whether he finds that there was any malfeasance at all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my time has expired, and I think that we owe the people a little better than what we're seeing here.